Hey gang, it's me, your old pal Chris for the Backroom Comic Podcast. I'm sitting here with Jay Faerber today. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that he's doing, what he's doing, how he's enjoying the con today here at Jet City Comic Show. Almost forgot the name of the thing.
Yeah.
Almost called it ECCC, and that was a long time ago.
Exactly.
So I want to just announce a couple of the titles that you have listed and talk a little bit about your website, and then we'll go right into my questions. How's that?
Go for it.
Fantastic. All right, you are the writer for Noble Causes, Dynamo 5, Dodges Bullets, Firebirds. What are you not doing right now?
Sleeping.
Excellent. You and me both. I'm on pure caffeine right now. In fact, there's some more right over there.
Excellent.
One thing I noticed that seems to be kind of a running theme, a theme so much, is it's a prevalent item in all of your comics, at least the ones that I was looking at today and over the weeks while I've been prepping and ramping up for this interview. Seem to be a lot of interesting family dynamics going on. I mean, Noble Causes is about a semi-dysfunctional family fighting crime and
all right.
I was trying to be a little bit generous.
You're being kind.
Well, Dynamo 5, the dad dies and the illegitimate children have to carry on in his wake. Dodges Bullets, some definite daddy issues going on there. I mean, I'm reminded of Big Fish in a lot of ways. And even Firebirds is about a single mother raising her teenage daughter. You want to expand on that?
Yeah, I don't know. Are you a licensed therapist? Because I think that's probably what I need. But no, I don't know what it is. It's just themes that I'm drawn to. I know Mark Waid said it. I don't know if he was the first to say it, but I remember him saying, you don't find your theme finds you. And I think this is an example of that for some reason that's just what I'm drawn to, for whatever reason. I just find the dynamics interesting. There's built-in conflict in families, and from a variety of angles. If you're just writing about a man and a woman in love, romantically, there's only so many ways you can go with that. But a different kind of family, father-son or siblings, that opens the range up so much more. And families you're kind of stuck with. Friends you can totally just disown and you'll never see them again for the rest of your life. Families, it's harder to do that with. So you really do have to deal with these people in some respects. And I just find that interesting, just the ties that bind you and how you deal with people that may be totally different from you, but yet you're bound by blood in some respect.
Well, and I think you touched on exactly something that leads me right into my next question. I don't know if you're looking at my notes or not, but I think that it does make for a more interesting story than just all of these socially well-adjusted superheroes that we see every day. And I think that having that kind of family that you can't escape, and I love the way you put that, by the way. You can take or leave your friends if you want. If they mess up, well, sorry. Guess what? I'm on to the next thing. You can't run out on your family. Right. Well, in some cases you can, but I mean the point is,
probably should.
They're your family for life, right? So, I think that does make for much more interesting storylines, and I appreciate you bringing that in. So, with Noble Causes, I know we've got some new family members. And we have some character design change-ups. What was the impetus behind that?
Well, that was, Noble Causes has since, we finished the book. The finale has happened, so it's over. But the last set of issues were, we changed things up. We had jumped 5 years ahead in the timeline, just really as a way to keep things fresh for me as a writer, and therefore as for the readers as well. And in doing so, Doc had a new wife, and she had 2 kids of her own who were brought into the family. That mixes things up again. You've got kind of a Brady Bunch thing going on a little bit.
What I was thinking.
And new costume designs. Eric Larson chipped in a little bit, designed a couple of characters, and Yildiray Sinar, the series artist at the time, also, he designed most of them, but Eric designed a handful. And it was just pretty cool. Just brought a whole new life to it. But at the end of the day, I just realized that I was running out of things to say about them. And I'd rather go out on a high note than have readers just get sick of it and just be like, he's running on fumes. So it was time to just put them to bed for a while.
Well, yeah, and I think a story that subsists of the same characters for so long like that can definitely run out of steam.
8 years. That's how long I worked in that book.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that one of the things that I saw on your website when I was reading through your blog, that this does make an excellent starting off or jumping in point for people who maybe aren't familiar with the 8 years of work you've done already. Here's a new set of stories that will get people people hooked and interested in the characters, and then maybe want to go back and read all the other stuff. So
right.
That's wonderful. jfaerber.com, by the way.
Yes.
jfaerber.blogspot.com if you're interested in buying any of those back issues. Big sale.
Oh yeah, big sale going on.
Oh yeah, I'll plug your website. I don't mind.
Yeah.
You plug mine, I'll plug yours. One of the other things that, and again, like I said, I did some research. I was very interested in talking to you today and having something to actually talk about it instead of just like where to get your ideas and oh my Lord in heaven.
I never heard that idea.
If I had a nickel, right? You are a big fan of Stephen J. Cannell, and I hope I'm saying that right because I've never met the man.
I think it's Cannell.
Cannell?
I think it's
Cannell.
Never met him either.
My apologies. Oh, you know what? I think it is Cannell.
Yeah. I think it's
Did you see his turn on
Castle?
On Castle,
he's been on there a few times. I've seen a couple of them. I haven't seen them all, but yeah, he's one of my heroes. He's just he's done everything from the Rockford Files, Greatest American Hero, A-Team, all this stuff.
21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street, Wise Guy, on and on and on. And I think I like his. All of his concepts are very character driven, but they're also high concept. Good stories, and I like the ingredients that he puts into things, and there's humor, there's drama, there's character interaction, there's action. He was just very influential as I was a kid in the 80s, and his shows were on, and they hold up. I mean, the fashions are dated and stuff, but the storytelling is still pretty solid. And now he's out of the TV game. He's a novelist, and his mystery novels are damn good too. It's good stuff.
And I think one of the things I made a note to myself here, dodges bullets. I can see a lot of his influence in your work there. I mean, and it's an obvious comparison that you can draw, but also a lot of the family dynamics that you see in Noble Causes and Dynamo 5 remind me a lot of the family on like 21 Jump Street.
Yep. Definitely.
Well, fantastic. We've come to the end of my little noting my cheat sheet here, so we can just wrap now for a little bit. What did you have for breakfast?
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Good man, honey. It's a honey of an O.
Champions, yes.
Anything that our viewers need to know about for the upcoming days and months for J. Faerber? What's J. Faerber got happening?
We've got Dynamo 5, Sins of the Father is a mini-series that we're in the middle of right now. That started... I forget when it started. We're on issue 4, just came out.
There we go.
It started 4 months ago. Issue 5 will be out next month. We've got a Christmas special coming up in December, and then a new miniseries launching in 2011. There'll be a trade paperback of this stuff at some point. I've got a couple other Image books that are in the works that we'll be releasing in 2011, but we haven't announced them yet, so I'm going to be frustratingly vague.
That's all right. But, something from Image.
2011 will be a good year for me, I think. A productive year. What's the word I'm looking for?
Lucrative?
Lucrative, hopefully. That's a good one. I wasn't going to go there, but yes, hopefully.
All right, well...
Image is where it's at. And all my comic book work coming up is all through Image.
Right.
So,
it's a good one to hit your wagon to. If
I've been with them. I started with them. It'll be... Well, here's something coming up. 2011 will be the 10th anniversary of when I launched Noble Causes. So it seems that we should do something to commemorate that. There may be some sort of Noble Causes celebration happening in 2011 at some point. So we'll stay tuned. We'll see.
Well, I know I will. Listen, Jay, thank you so much for coming down and visiting with us today. You guys, as always, backroompodcast.com. Check it out. Of course, you're watching it already.